How's it going, everyone? Officer Knutson here, and we are quickly coming up on the darkest day of the year, which is why I wanted to talk about bike safety and riding in the dark. So for the commuters who are still out there braving the elements, or for the mountain bikers who are heading home from the trails after dark, we're going to talk about what you legally need to have on your bike to be on the streets when the sun goes down. And we're also going to go to some of our local bike shops and find out what kind of gear they have to not only keep you safe, but also to keep you warm. So if you are a cyclist, or if you have a special cyclist in your life and you're still looking to do some holiday shopping, this would be a great chance to check out some gear, hear about what they have to offer, and support our local retailers. But for now, let's head downtown to talk to Officer Braylon, who's one of our bike officers, and find out about equipment you need to have on your bike after dark.
To operate your bike legally in Bellingham after dark, you need a white light to the front that's visible from 500 feet. You're required to have a red reflector on the rear. But it's highly encouraged that you have some sort of a red light, something that emanates light to the rear. A headlamp does qualify as your white light to the front as long as it's visible within 500 feet. However, headlamps do have their limitations. As you're cycling and you hear that noise off to your side and you turn your head and all you have is a headlamp, you become invisible to anything that's in front of you and approaching you because your light has now disappeared. So a headlamp would be a good thing to have in addition to a light that's affixed to your bike, because I know headlamps are great. They see what you see, but they do have their limitations. So it's good to have that steady light to the front at all times. Flashing lights to the front can be useful, particularly in the daytime. It makes you more visible to the motorist. They are tough at night. The flashing lights at nighttime can be a bit disorienting to the motorists that light is shining on. I think at night you'd be better off with a steady light and flashing in the day.
All right, so now that we know the legal requirements for riding around in the dark, let's head out to some of our bike shops and find out what they have in the way of gear that can make your commute or ride a little bit safer.
The safest thing that we can do is ride during the daytime, and any chance we have to make the nighttime daytime is what we want to do. So average car headlights about 1,000 lumens. That's for one of them. Any chance you can do more than that, you want to. So this particular light from a company called Glowworm, this thing is 1,700 lumens. They go all the way up to 3,400 lumens, and that's enough to go shred the mountain. Out in the street, I'm going to highly suggest that we dim it down. You wouldn't drive with your high beams on for the other people that are out there. The cars out there don't want to see it as well, so we just dim it down. And if we dim it down, we're going to also have that light last longer as well, so that we can put it to its highest setting when we need it to be, when we're out there riding.
Here at Jack's, we recommend wearing any clothing that's going to be high visibility to make sure cars can see you on the road. We have a ton of options from ProViz and Giant that will keep you warm and safe and allow cars to see you while you ride on the road.
So when it comes to riding at night, the easiest way to remember it is the ABCs of safety, right? A, always on, always have your lights on, day or night. That one we all know. But B and C, biomotion and contrast. For one, anything we do to be more visible is going to be a lot more effective if we're using that product on a place on our body that makes it obvious that you're a human being. So the easy one is your shoes, your footwear. Your feet are constantly going up and down when you're on the bike. People will immediately see that and they'll know that's a human being, not just some object on the side of the road. These Cortado shoes, nice and brightly colored, gives us that contrast that's really important during the day, but we also get the reflectivity that we want at night. So back of the shoe there, or the back of our boot covers here are going to be reflective as well.
If you're riding around when it's cold and dark, you're going to do great with a pair of Gore-Tex gloves like these. On these ones, the two little fingers are hooked together, and that's going to keep your two little fingers nice and warm compared to if they were separate. The Gore-Tex material is great for keeping both the rain off of you, but also it'll keep the wind off of you, which is really key when you're riding around.
What we suggest for commuters and getting around town, the lowest lumen we stock is a 350 lumen light. This is a USB rechargeable headlight. It's great for street riding because you can use some of the ambient light and then not use its full power. And then when you get on the trail systems, it's enough light that you'll be able to see the raccoon drinking out of the puddle before you get to it. And then for the rear light, this is my favorite light that we stock. It's called a Phoenix tail light. It's a magnetic USB rechargeable light that fits on almost any bike helmet. Nice and bright, has some different blinky options, and is up nice and high so the drivers are more likely to see the light, and it's not blocked by things like jackets and bags. So those are the two of our favorites that we suggest for commuters around town.
So if you're locking your bike up in the dark where thefts are more likely to happen, I would definitely recommend a U-lock. This one is nice and fairly lightweight, but super strong. Takes a lot longer to cut than a cable lock. Definitely make sure that you put it in between a triangle and not just to the wheel, otherwise they can just take that off.
Well folks, that's it for now, and I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who helped out with this video. I know retailers are super busy this time of year, and I really appreciated their time and input. So as I said before, if you still have some shopping to do, consider supporting these folks and shopping local. Stay safe and happy holidays.